Well, my brothers and sisters, good day to you and how good the Lord is. I'm Greg Ballard, and I want you to consider these words with me today. It is my devotion and reflection for this week. There are two constructs that have been universally accepted by people of faith. They are the fatherhood of God and the brotherhood of man. And encapsulated working understanding of the former can readily be understood as meaning all humanity has Genesis in God who created them. The latter construct simply affirms that the human race is but one family, sharing and connecting with the same origin. Now, I offer apology and acknowledgement that omitted are any references to females, our mothers and our daughters. Indeed, I want you to know that you are included in my worldview because as a Black man, I know how it feels to be excluded. Yet historically, these patriarchal references or descriptors reflect the language and mindset of the era of their penning. Two simple postulates put forth are concepts that are really basic enough for even children to understand and to grasp. Yet applying them in life and inculcating them into our human interaction proves to be more challenging. Well, with the naivety of a child, I submit this question for consideration. If we are all from the same Genesis and come from the same source, and if we are all family, my question is, how in the hell did our family become so dysfunctional? I ask this question because no functional family would operate in the fashion that our human family does. I come from a family where we were taught to care for each other. And each member of the family has as much value as any other member of the family. And sharing and caring for one another was demonstrated by my parents and insisted upon by them as we children were socialized into my family's system. Religion traditionally has had the function of inspiring hope, establishing boundaries, and aiding societies in operating harmoniously. Principles of order, justice, independence, dependence, temperance, and providing assurance when facing the unknown are virtues that society receives from the practice of good religion, no matter the name of God. Yet history is replete with some examples of how the practice of religion can be detrimental to family systems and family unity. I am Christian. But the version of Christianity that I believe is different from what was inherited by the practitioners of my faith family. Although we use the same book, same names and same personalities, in my faith family, there is a diversion of what it is all of that means. Yes, I describe what is Western Christianity as white religion. And white religion is the process of transforming Christianity into a system of beliefs which undergirds white supremacy. Ideologies, theologies, iconologies, sociologies, are all used in order to promote a God and a Trinity which is white and advances the cause of whiteness around the world. A towering example of the display of this religion can be readily observed right here in the United States of America. White evangelicals and the white evangelical church, wrapped in nationalism and patriotism, demonstrates this powerful version of faith and will defend it at all costs. Racial idolatry, self-centeredness, disregard for others, with an endorsement of God and his destiny for white America, is the gospel that is preached and preserved. The fatherhood of God, the brotherhood of man, tenets of the Christian faith, the love ethic of Jesus, and the cries of the oppressed, and not been able to overpower the poor practice of this version of Christianity. And I would add that it is toxic. As a result, many young non-whites are rejecting the faith and the tradition of Christianity because of an inability to separate racism from the essence. And not only are young people of color rejecting it, many progressive-minded whites in their youth are conflicted by the message and not accepting either the faith of their fathers. If in fact God is our Father, and we as the human family are family of each other, I think it's high time we call a family meeting and we straighten out a few things. I would contend that God and his judgment is upon us and should be exercised against us because we're destroying his family. Those in my faith tradition, they would cite sin as the root cause and problem. Well, if we define sin as disobedience, disrespect, and dishonoring the purpose and intentions of God, I say we are guilty. And not only are we guilty, but poor religion is the means by which divine will is undermined. Real Christianity beckons us to deconstruct a religion that is committed to the supremacy of any race and recognize that truth and undefilement of any religious system causes one to rightly serve God and to benefit the whole of the human family, promoting not the supremacy of one, but the greater good for all. The fatherhood of God, the brotherhood of man, two important concepts, but they are too important to exclude any one. And if we believe that, then the way that we go about living and treating one another should matter in your system and in your world. Well, that's my thought for the day, and that's my reflection. And I would just say to you, since we are family, we can do better. We should do better. God will not be pleased with us until we do better. So with his help, we ought, we can, and I pray that we shall do better. Bless you now. I'm Greg Ballard. I say these things because they're true and because I love you. Now blessings be upon you.